Thank you, Senator.
Senator Banks.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Sonderling, I want to ask you the same question I asked Ms. Chavez de Remer. What does it mean to put American workers first in the 21st century economy?
Well, thank you, Senator Banks. I really enjoyed our conversation and working with your team. And this is what President Trump was elected for. And this is why I'm excited to join this administration. It's about putting the American worker first, period. And the duty of all his entire administration and also the Department of Labor is to make sure that the American worker is protected in all the various areas. Now, why I'm personally biased and excited about the Department of Labor is because it meets all the different areas that President Trump campaigned on for the workforce, whether it's protecting worker salaries, whether it's protecting retirees' benefits and pension plans, whether it's helping America be healthy again through ensuring transparency in healthcare plans. It's just the entire scope of the Department of Labor from A to Z will really help move forward the president's agenda, what he wants with the workforce, which I know I'm sounding repetitive because that's about putting the American worker first and nobody else.
Very good. Artificial intelligence holds a lot of promise, increased productivity, innovation in the economy, but it also threatens to wipe out a lot of jobs. How do we balance those two concerns that we have, one with growing our economy and the other with the jobs that could be lost through AI and other innovation? And
we have to look at this in various ways. The first and foremost position is that any use of artificial intelligence in the workforce, and something obviously I'm very passionate about, complies with longstanding laws, whether it's civil rights laws, whether it's health and safety laws, to ensure that it's being used properly on the American workforce to actually help make them more productive, help make their jobs better, safer, more secure. And there's a lot of promise with AI on that. But on the flip side, if we don't have those American values built into it, if we don't have those civil rights protections built into artificial intelligence, not only are people potentially going to be discriminated, but the products are not going to be able to do what they are intended to do. So that's always been a passion of mine. But now in this role at the Department of Labor, it's much broader than that. Now, how do we make sure, number one, that the American workforce, that the American worker are actually the ones being able to be trained on this, to be able to use it? How do we develop those programs in place for the Department of Labor to train the next generation of workers to be confident about using AI, to not feel like it's going to make them lose their jobs, but it's going to make their jobs better? And I think that's a very important part of this administration. And then, of course, we have to make sure that the products continue to be developed here and not overseas. And how do we do that? Again, through that proper workforce training that we've been discussing.
So it's illegal to hire illegal immigrants, but companies that hire illegal immigrants often commit other crimes, wage theft or breaking child labor laws, for example. I assume you agree that putting American workers first means that we hold companies accountable that break the law and hire illegal immigrants. My first question on that note is, why did the Biden administration refuse to allow ICE to go into businesses to crack down on big businesses who hired illegals?
Senator, I don't know what was going on during the Biden administration at ICE or the Department of Labor. What I can assure you in the Trump administration, that you can enforce all laws, and you don't have to not enforce certain laws at the detriment to other laws. Whether it's immigration laws, whether it's employment laws, they can all be enforced together. And, if confirmed as Deputy Secretary of Labor, you will have my full commitment that all of the laws that the Department of Labor enforces will be enforced. And other agencies will also be able to enforce their laws equally as well.
I understand the Department of Labor shares some of these responsibilities with ICE, who is the enforcement arm. But correct me if I'm wrong, but is it true that the Biden Department of Labor blocked ICE from entering workplaces to enforce labor laws?
If confirmed, I can certainly work with you on those issues to see what was going on.
But you commit to us today that, along with Secretary-to-be Chavez de Remer, that you will not block federal law enforcement agencies from going into the workplace to enforce those laws, to put American workers first.
We will work with all of our federal partners to make sure that all laws of the United States, and there's 180 of them at the Department of Labor, are fully enforced.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, it's crazy to me that the last administration would block law enforcement from going into workplaces to enforce these important laws. So that's the most important commitment that I've heard today. I appreciate you being here. You have my full support. I yield back.
Thank you, Senator.